We'll finish up a fantastic weekend here at Teesside Autodrome with the senior lights class, and all eyes will be on the 283 of Sam Faulkner, fresh out of juniors into senior lights this year. He's a double champion in juniors, and he's already up the front in the lights championship alongside Kieran McCulloch in the 3, Newman and Evans on the second row with Wellesby and Hunter, Hudman and Grigolauskas, Banks and Jurga rounding out the top 10 with some very talented racers trying to come through the field. Keep an eye on Matthew Pearce from P18, the 4 plate. He'll want to get straight to the front pretty quickly, and as we get under starters orders, we're on board with Grant Hunter looking in front of us at the 6. Rob Newman, he's got Grant Hunter to his left. Oh, that's Kieran McCulloch right round the outside to get into second position. So great work there from Kieran McCulloch as we follow the field on the drone through the S's and up towards the inside-outside hairpins. McCulloch right on the tail of Sam Faulkner. It's been a great start to his season, Sam Faulkner. He's been right there on the verge of greatness in every single heat and every single race so far. Great battles in the midfield as well as we go through the sweepers. I love this drone camera. Still brilliant action in the latter stages of the top 6 as well. That's getting a little bit too close for comfort. Wellesby and Grigolauskas come together there. They bang barge boards, and again on the way through to Clark Curve. It's getting a little bit more like NASCAR than it is Easykart at that point between those two, and they're still in the wars there in the mid-pack. It's all getting a little bit feisty on the first lap. Everybody just about maintaining their place on the racetrack though. They'll have to sort this out on the track, otherwise they'll sort it out in the steward's office, and that's not what anybody wants. Sam Faulkner, championship leader, won the earlier heat and the pre-final, looking for the clean sweep here at Teesside. Imagine what this guy could do if he had an unlimited budget. You just think he'd probably be in Formula 3 running rings around the established guard right now at his age, and it's great to watch him here in Easykart doing an absolutely fantastic job. I say running rings around them, he's only 15, but that probably wouldn't keep him out of the battles of likes of MSA Formula or Fiesta Juniors or even Ginetta Juniors if he wanted to. And of course there is a Ginetta scholarship up for grabs through this championship. 4th position, we're still battling away, watching the 7 in front of us of Richard Evans on board with Grant Hunter. And Grant is trying to pick his way through into P4 as the top 3 have well and truly disappeared. Kieran McCulloch in the middle. Faulkner out in front and Newman at the tail. There he is, the orange helmet, number 6, trying to chase down McCulloch. Now this is an interesting one with Kieran McCulloch in 2nd position. He was told earlier in the week by his pregnant wife, who was about to have a baby, that he could go racing this weekend. Kieran, I've been married nearly 10 years. You have to understand, when a woman says you're allowed to go kart racing, what they actually mean is you're not. This is just the basics of marriage. You need to understand that. I will sit you down in a pub at some point and tell you how it works, mate. Trust me, I know from experience, as Richard Evans still battles away from Grant Hunter. An absolutely brilliant battle cooking up here. Kieran rolling his eyes as he probably watches this back later. But I tell you what, mate, let's make this very clear. She will never, ever, ever let you forget that. Oh, up the inside, the 240. Very nice move there. As Will Top makes his move on Grigolauskas, who's still battling away with drivers left, right and centre. Sam Faulkner leads the way in front of the world's dimmest husband, Kieran McCulloch, in 2nd position. 3rd place is Newman. Sorry, Kieran, but that's never getting old, is it? Sorry. Hunter still chasing down Richard Evans in kart 7 as they make their way down to the left-hand hairpin. A little bit of a twitch there from Evans, but he gets it together nicely without losing too much time. Hunter still trying to rein him in. They're pretty much stalemate, these two, at the moment. Not either driver really breaking ground, although that was a very nice bus stop for Evans. He has made a little bit of space between himself and Hunter until they get to the braking zone for the right-hander, at which point Hunter starts to reel him in again. It's a great little pendulum swinging between these two over the course of one lap. I have a feeling these two will be battling for the vast majority of this race, but they need to keep an eye on the man behind them, Matthew Pearce, kart number 4, who is still very much in the mix here. There he is, chasing down the 220, I think that is, the 100 of Aaron Banks. Jay Hudman is in the mix though, the 220. He's still very much a fighting force, so it'll be interesting to see where he crops up in the mix here. But Pearce is going through the field like lightning, and I did say keep an eye on him, the 4 plate. He wasn't at Shennington, but he's definitely on form here at Teesside, making up for lost time. So here is that battle once again between Evans and Hunter. And still nothing really to choose between them as they scrap over 4th position. Looking back in 7th place, that is Banks, just in front of the 4 of Matthew Pearce. And Grigolauskas in the just on the outskirts of the top 10, really. He's not quite in 10th position yet. There's Newman, kart number 6. chasing over, brilliant shot from the drone as we chase after that battle for 4th position once again. And it looks to me as though this time Hunter has got even closer to Evans than he would have anticipated. He's trying again through the bus stop, right, left, plenty of curb, right, a lot more curb, and then through to the sweepers. Got to be very careful through this long right-hander to keep the speed high. And the leaders, look at Sam Faulkner's lead now. He is stretching it out in front of Kieran McCulloch and Rob Newman. There's not a lot that Kieran McCulloch can actually do about this at the moment. He's doing everything he can. He's throwing everything at it. But unfortunately, there is not a lot that he can do to close down the gap. Jay Hudman, 6th position. As I said, he's still very much in the mix, although Pearce has now got past Aaron Banks, the 100. I didn't see where he made that move, but Hudman is now going to be looking over his shoulder because it's definitely clear that Pearce is on the rise and he's marching on into the top 6 at this rate. Still, this scrap develops. Evans has now got himself a little bit of breathing space between himself and Grant Hunter again. Hunter's had a bit of a sloppy weekend at the first round of the championship, but it's definitely coming back to him in the second, and that should keep Grant Hunter very much in contention for the championship fight. But this man is an absolute masterclass form at the moment. Sam Faulkner, junior champion in 2014 against Esme Hawkey, and in 2015 he pretty much blitzed everybody who came near him. The only one really able to match him every now and then was Jensen Murchison, but even then Sam Faulkner was the dominant force of the field, and it looks as though he's going straight into lights and proving he's got just as much pace against people twice his age, 3 times in some cases. Remember, he's only 15 years of age, so he is incredibly quick to get away from these guys in only his 2nd round of the championship, and he is stretching out that advantage over Kieran McCulloch. Now, I wonder if the Lay brothers were still about. They'd certainly have something to say about it. Patrick Lay not here this weekend. And obviously we know James Lay isn't racing in the 2016 season from what we hear. We'd like to see them back in this class as soon as is humanly possible. However, we've still got plenty of action. This battle for 4th place still going nicely between Richard Evans and Grant Hunter. Hunter trying to close the gap. And he needs to, because Hudman is being caught by Pearce, and as a result of that, they're both catching these two up in front. So it's becoming a 4-kart scrap nearly for 4th position. Give it one more lap, and it will be. Through the sweeper, there is Hudman getting as close as he can to the back of these two, with Pearce chasing him down as well. Through the right-hand hairpin, through Popes, into Rears. He's going to try very hard indeed here through Clark Curve to get on terms with him, and I think he's got enough in the tank. Hudman looks behind him, he knows he's there, so he'll try and defend the inside line, will he? No, he doesn't need to yet. He's still got to try and focus on those 2 guys in front of him, but this could be an opportunity for Pearce to pounce. Down to the left-hand hairpin, not yet. Bide your time, Matt, you've still got plenty of opportunities. And out of the outside hairpin through the bus stop. Again, the drone following the action beautifully as we fly over the top of this fantastic circuit here at Teesside. Is this going to be Pearce's opportunity? I think he's timed it to perfection. Up on the inside, there's not a lot of space, but he's there. That was very nicely done from Matt Pearce. He read the situation beautifully mid-apex. It looked for a moment as though Hudman was going to shut the door, but he did try to, and he just hadn't quite got enough space to execute that move. So it was beautiful for Matt Pearce. He got the inside line and he got the place. We're back on board with Hunter. We briefly saw McCulloch being chased down by Newman, who is getting closer all the time, but they are both being dropped like a lead balloon by Sam Faulkner. He may as well have just given the rest of the field an anchor and asked them to chuck it out the side, because they're nowhere compared to Sam Faulkner this time. Here's Hunter though, chasing down Evans again through the sweeper. Is he going to find an opportunity into the right-hander? No, he doesn't quite get there. This is absolute stalemate between these two. Their lap times are almost identical to the 100th of a second at the moment. There's nothing between them. Newman though, right on the tail of McCulloch now. He could snatch 2nd before the end. There's plenty of time still. Not even close to the final laps yet, so this battle could still rumble on. And still Newman swarming all over McCulloch. There's not a lot he can do about it either. He's just trying to find some speed on Faulkner, but considering that Faulkner is 15 and weighs 3 bags of sugar, there's not really much he can do about it other than watch him disappear into the distance. So here comes the 6 again, Newman, tight to McCulloch. He really is getting close under braking. But crucially, it's the concertina effect. You tighten up under braking, and as soon as McCulloch hits the throttle, the gap goes back to what it was. So it's pretty much stalemate for 2nd place as well. He's going to need to rely on a mistake from McCulloch. He goes a little bit wide at the first corner, but that's not enough really to cost him any time. Up the inside though, Newman's going to lunge. That's a beautiful overtake. Newman into second position. That was a brilliant overtake, very disciplinarian indeed under brakes, and now he's got the nerve to signal to McCulloch, come on, help me, let's get after the leader. Oh no you don't, Kieran's not going to play ball with that, like you're going to make up 6 or 7 seconds or so, as is the lead is now. Faulkner's already gone, so I don't think Kieran's going to pay much attention to you at all there, Rob. You're going to have to defend like crazy now, because Kieran is going to be on you like a lead brick. Down over the start-finish line again. Into turn one, a little bit of a twitch from both drivers there, but McCulloch hangs back a little. I wonder, is he going to replicate the move Newman just put on him? Out of the S's, not this time. Let's be honest, Kieran is going to want to do this quickly, because let's face it, if your wife lets you go karting when she really didn't mean it, and you only come home with a third place trophy, her attitude's going to be, well, what was the point of that then, sunshine? Through they come through the S's again. These two, Evans and Hunter, still battling away through the sweeper. Evans definitely seems to have the legs on Grant Hunter though at this stage of the race. He's managed to pull out a fairly sizable gap, and when I say a fairly sizable gap, that's only 7 kart lengths, but it's enough at the moment to hold on to 4th position. McCulloch though's getting racy. Evans and Hunter are now a very distant shadow in the background as far as he's concerned. Pierce is up to 6th position, so he's managed to get past Hudman. And now he's getting close to these two guys. We're on board with Hunter, who is currently being hunted by Pierce. Oh, big twitch from Evans, and that's pretty much wasted the gap he managed to build up, and that took him a long time to build up that advantage, because he's been chipping away at it 100th by 100th by 100th, and now he's got pretty much nothing to take to the next few corners of this race. Meanwhile, Newman is really feeling the heat now from McCulloch. The 3-plate is all over the 6. Down across the straight again. Here comes McCulloch to the first corner. Surely this is going to be textbook. That's more like it, Kieran. He got it done. Through the apex of the corner, but it's even closer behind as Hunter's gone through. Hunter makes the move for 4th position. So Hunter is up to P4 now. Very nicely done. What is there going to be in response from Pierce? He goes up the inside and he gets through as well now. So Evans is down to 6th position. Pierce is through in a 5th. 4th place is now Grant Hunter. The battle is raging between those two. Now that McCulloch is ahead of Newman, the orange helmet is going to be swarming all over the back of McCulloch's kart now as he tries to get that 2nd place back again. There is your 285. Dave Darling, a little further back, he's not far from being lapped by our race leader, Sam Faulkner. That's how far ahead Sam Faulkner is, ahead of everybody else. Now that Hunter's finally got past Evans though, look, he's trying to put some daylight between them. And through comes Pierce. There's Aaron Banks, still in 8th position, running ahead of Grigolauskas. Started P9, wasn't at the first race of the championship, of course, at Shennington last time out, so he's already in the top 10. That's definitely going to do so good. Newman up the inside into the sweeper. Thank you very much indeed, and he's got the space and he gets away, but I don't think McCulloch's going to let him have this one for long. Great battle this between these two, swapping positions. Never mind Faulkner up front. That victory is pretty much nailed to the mast. But these two are going to scrap over the 2nd place of the podium all the way to the finish line here. McCulloch's going to try again. 3 laps to go. Newman ducks down. He wants to hold this as long as he can. Look, there's Faulkner into the left-hand hairpin while these guys are still exiting turn 1. It's about 6.5 seconds at the moment with Faulkner doing a 42.4. Fastest lap of the race. You're never going to catch him, boys, but you're going to give us some great entertainment with 3 to go as you scrap over 2nd position, and we're loving it here. McCulloch again chasing down Newman through the sweeper. There's actually a good bit of space between these two now. McCulloch has obviously made a mistake somewhere on this lap, and Newman has put about 4 kart lengths between himself and McCulloch, and that could be the difference with only 2.5 laps to go. There's Faulkner. He's just lapped Darling with 2 laps to go now. Here's Newman. McCulloch is quite a long way back, it has to be said. Under braking, he'll make up the time, but it's not going to be enough once he hits the throttle again. Here comes Pierce on the inside, though, chasing after Evans into P5. Beautiful overtake again there. And Pierce really showing his flair. Oh, Newman's obviously made a mistake somewhere. Now that's interesting, as Newman had a very nice advantage over McCulloch, but he's made a mistake somewhere, and now McCulloch is right back on his tail again. It's Hunter in 4th place, Pierce is in 5th, 6th position, that is Evans, and in 7th place is Jay Hudman. They're still scrapping away, and that one could go to the death for P4. But what's happening in the battle for 2nd position? Is McCulloch still on the tail of Newman, or has he managed to get through? We've only got 1 lap to go as Faulkner's already gone past the line. The second and third position battle still going on as well. We're on the last lap, and is Pearce going to have a chance at fourth position? The answer you have to say is probably yes, but when is he going to take it? Newman's going to need to be on super defense mode now, because McCulloch is absolutely gagging for this second place now. He's chucking everything at him. Down the short stretch to the sweeper. This is the corner that could decide second position. Down to the braking zone. Newman's pushing very hard. I'm sure he's got this now, though. McCulloch is going to have to settle for third position as Faulkner cruises to the line, doesn't even celebrate. It was like a drive in the park for him, wasn't it, to be honest? Second place for Newman, third place for McCulloch. He'll be bitterly disappointed with that, and he's going to get a lot of aggro when he gets home. Hunter across the line in fourth place. Fifth position too for the number 4 Pearce. Good performance there from him too. And what a tasty battle that was for second and for fourth position, with Grant Hunter waiting for his moment to get into P4 and finally taking it. Faulkner wins from Newman in second. McCulloch is third. Hunter, Pearce and Evans round out the top 6, with Jay Hudman, Aaron Banks, Matas Grigolauskas and Amy Jurga rounding out the top 10. A quiet race for her, but solidly in the top 10.
Absolutely romped the junior class last year, and couldn't wait to get up into the seniors. Nearly won it at Shennington if it weren't for the little tangle you had. But you've come here today and showing the older boys how to do it. Tell me about your racing.
Well, it was good. We got a decent start, and then I thought I had a challenge behind, but I think they started battling and then ended up with a gap, and then just tried to maintain to the end.
Fantastic. No. I mean, you've just clearly won the race by a country mile. And do you think you're going to be able to keep this up through the season, or do you think you're going to get challenged closer as we go forward?
Well, hopefully, but I think it's going to be a more challenge run next round.
Is Sam Faulkner going to win 3 championships in a row? Well, it's looking that way at the moment. McCulloch is still there in second, but dropping back gradually. Evans, Newman, Tom Snape and Grant Hunter are in the top 6, desperately trying to do everything they can to chase him down. Thanks to everyone at Teesside for cooking up some great action. The next round of the Easykart UK Championship is at Llandau. We're with the cameras again, back in time for Ella Park, but there's still time to get on the grid. If you're interested, head to the website easykart.co.uk and maybe you'll be challenging for the win next time out.